Donald Trump has been reduced to begging China to help him out in his trade war. Mr. Art of the deal, Mr. Standing firm that there was nothing China could do to get the tariffs dropped, is now begging China to help him out. Take a look at this. China should open its markets to USA. Would be so good for them. Closed markets don't work anymore. These are not the words of a man that is standing his ground, that thinks he has all the cards in a trade war. Those are the words of someone who is begging, hey man, I know I started this, but please, let's get out of this. This comes after he already has suggested that tariffs should be dropped to 80%. But of course, he wouldn't say it was up to him, even though he's president. He's leaving it up to Secretary Bessent to do it, so he doesn't have to take responsibility for caving. Donald Trump knows he is in a position of weakness. He has no cards in this game anymore, and he is desperate to get out of this without looking like the loser that he is.
What's up, y'all? So I swear to God, I was just trying to live my life and mind my business and not be bothered, and then I saw this news clip.
The restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time.
And that news clip is funny because it's not true at all. Like, no part of it is true. So just to put things in perspective a little bit, a year ago, OpenTable reported that reservations were up by about 19%. Now they're down by 31%. So we're talking about a 50 percentage point swing for DC restaurants. Folks are struggling out here. Fascism is bad for business. But we're not going to let the Trump administration get away with this lie. Go to www.mainstreetalliance.org, become a member, and if you put sticker in your donation line, we'll send you one of these. Pretty dope. Bye.
That's new at 5 tonight.
This suburban grocery store is asking for the public's help to stay in the community. They say between the tariffs and the economic downturn, they're not sure how much longer they can keep their doors open.
It's wonderful. It's clean.
First-time shopper Joyce Williams rushed right over to the Living Fresh market the minute she learned the local grocery store is in trouble and might close. The grocery store has been serving Forest Park and its surrounding communities for nearly 5 years, but now the owners say it may have to call it quits.
It's clean and customer service is very friendly.
Because of the grocery store's financial situation, the owners are making a public plea and reaching out to Early Walker for help.
This is Living Fresh Market, the largest black-owned grocery store in the entire country.
The businessman and philanthropist called to action on social media, asked the community to step up this Saturday to raise $100,000.
I am pledging the first $500. I'm going to go grocery shopping myself personally tomorrow. In addition to that, I have asked for 1,000 people to join me and spend $100 apiece. Living
Fresh Market is one of the largest black-owned grocery stores in the country. It's owned by Pastor Bill Winston of the Living Word Church and his family. They own the mall where the store is too.
Jewels and all these is fine, but it's nice that I can come over here and it's a lot of different cultures and stuff working.
Owners admit that business has remained slow since the pandemic. It got worse because of tariffs and people losing jobs and food assistance benefits. They estimate about a third of their customers use SNAP benefits to buy groceries.
What does that do to our communities? What does that do to already food deserts?
Winston says the grocery store needs to see around 3,000 customers a day to stay viable.
We encourage everybody to come out to support so we won't have to even think about the unthinkable.
The grocery store's owners say a closure would impact more than just the store. They say Living Fresh Market is heavily involved in the community, offering mentoring programs and providing assistance to local food pantries and shelters. So they say closing is not an option. Beyond Saturday's action, organizers of the effort to keep this store open say it can't stop there. They're asking people to come and shop at the store at least 1 to 2 times a month, all in an effort to keep it in the community. Reporting from West Suburban Forest Park, I'm Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Evelyn, thank you very much. Great.
The president is an obvious moron, and anyone over the age of, 12 that still supports him or agrees with his policies has something deeply, deeply wrong with them. And maybe this will be the video that finally gets my account banned, but at this point, I really don't care. We're rounding the corner now where tomorrow is going to be October 1st. And yes, we have the looming government shutdown happening tonight, presumably at midnight. And to the Democratic leadership of the United States, I say let the fucker shut down. Let it go. I don't see how we're accomplishing anything with the current Republican-led government anyway. I mean, they control the presidency, they control both houses of the Congress, they control a supermajority in the Supreme Court, and they're not accomplishing anything. And if that doesn't show you that the right wing does not know how to govern, I don't know what does. And people have been asking me, what do I do? What do we do? What can we do? Well, people, the only advice I have for you right now is to not participate in the system. If you have the means to call off work, do it. If you are able to not spend your hard earned money at the store, don't. Do not participate in an economic system that cares not whether we live or die. After seeing how quickly Disney reneged on the Jimmy Kimmel Live thing, I really think that the only thing we can do is withhold our means, our money, our cash is the only thing that has power in the government's current state. And if we really want to bring it to its knees, the thing that we can do is boycott Christmas. The Christmas holidays are when we bail out the American corporations every year. If we didn't spend our money on Christmas gifts, it would bring them to their knees. And listen, I'm about to make a pretty bold claim here, and maybe this is what's finally going to do it for my account, but I need you to understand something, people. They're trying to kill the poor. They've made it illegal to be homeless. They've made it so you can be institutionalized for having a mental illness. They've made it illegal to protest if you're pro Palestine. They've made it so you've lost your SNAP benefits. They've made it so you've lost your health care. They've made it so you've lost your representation in Congress. They're trying to get rid of the poor, and they don't care if you live or die. The only way to really say fuck you to this Trump regime is to hold on to your money, not spend it, and to boycott everything you can afford to because it's the only thing that works. And I know a lot of people have been contacting me trying to get the word out about certain events and protests and things like that. And I do apologize. I took a couple of days off of this app just to kind of refresh my own brain, but I'm back at it. I'm going to be spreading as much information as I can, especially over the next week. Until next time, please remember, arm yourselves with knowledge. It's the only thing that's going to get us through the new dark ages.
Hello everyone, it's Anthony. Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's amazing having you here. Small businesses are the backbone of our economy. And under Trump, they are withering away. You know, big corporations can absorb the shock which is coming from these levies which are coming out of nowhere. But small businesses can't. And what happens to them? They increase prices, which in turn keeps customers away.
Hello. In today's episode of MAGA Regret, let's go to Utah. Y'all remember that I traveled there earlier this year because baby girl graduated from nursing school. Yay! Anywho, so let's go to Ogden, which is where I was. The largest employer, apparently, in Ogden, Utah, was a satellite IRS office. So you remember when Ketamine Kevin came up there with the Doge and they did all them cuts and fired all them people. Well, that office lost quite a few members of staff. Well, the remaining few staff that were there are now gone because of the shutdown. So they're now interviewing local people who had businesses. So they interviewed this man. He's 78 years old. He owned a coffee shop. Well, when the first cuts came, he saw a big dip in business, but you know, he was still trying to hold on. Well, now, y'all, he said the time has come and he got to get rid of his coffee shop, y'all. And you know where this is going. He voted for syphilitic Sid. And he says very emotionally that he's very sad about all of this. This business had been in his family and blah, de blah, de blah. I don't mean to minimize his pain, but you voted for this, Larry. Yes, you did. You voted to lose your coffee shop, Larry. You did.
All right, Trumpers, come and get me. Hey, listen, just following up on a report that I was looking at, that China is not backing down from Donald Trump. They are not in some kind of negotiation at all, period. China is basically like, fuck off, Donald Trump, that they haven't come to any form of an agreement with the White House. So I just really think that that's interesting that Donald Trump continues to proclaim that he's working this deal out and all's going to be good in the world and China's going to come to the table. China's not doing shit because they're not afraid of Donald Trump. And this is why that most normal good presidents try to have peace with all these other countries, because we need them, they need us. It's called free trade, all the things. But no, you just got a reckless man running this shit in the ground, and these tariffs are putting these small businesses out of businesses. We forget that America was built on small businesses, and he is destroying them because Donald Trump does not care about small businesses because they're not the multimillionaires or billionaires. So, hey, at the end of the day, if you're a MAGA supporter and you're a Trump supporter and all the bullshit and you're a small business and you're feeling the effects of it, I hope you get what's coming for you, bud. I really do. Thanks for fucking America, MAGA.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Republicans use poverty as a political tool. To absolutely no one in America's surprise, Florida is in a recession. Duh. Their whole MO is showing up, kissing the babies, taking pictures with little John, promising you all these things, then disappearing faster than affordable housing in Miami. They don't build systems, they stage gateways. If they don't build safety nets, they stage photo ops. And people in red states keep falling for it because they really have it in their mind that these crumbs are blessings. No, crumbs are fucking crumbs. And while single moms in Florida are literally working 3 jobs just to pay rent, Republicans are out here cashing $50 million checks. You're not being led, you're being exploited. Yeah. So do your fucking homework next time.
What's up, America? The state of people's finances here in America is absolutely pitiful. So the average American's personal finance is totally fucked, and I want to tell you why and how bad it actually is. So if you're wondering, I must be the only one struggling. Everybody else is doing fine, right? No, that's not the case. Everybody in America is struggling. So right now, 71% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 42% of people, after they get paid, have no money whatsoever left after they've paid their bills. 0. They're working literally for hand-to-mouth living. Also, the number's gone up. 70% of people have no savings account either. The average American is now spending 51% of their money on either rent or a mortgage. And the average American is spending 16% on health care. When you add in food, automotive, clothing, and every other basic expense, you basically have every American using an average of 97% of all their money just to be able to get by, to do it again, to get by, to do it again, to get by, never-ending cycle. So that means approximately 3% of your money is left for actually you, which explains a lot of things, like why small businesses are going out of business and nobody has money for a car or vacation or any other fucking thing. It's because that money you have left, you can buy a nice cup of coffee with at triple the fucking price. A lot of economists are saying that Gen Z will now be looking for a miracle to survive. And it's also being reported now that most people that are working have no 401k or have stopped contributing totally, meaning that all fucking savings for retirement has stopped. So that's where we're at in America right now, but the rich keep getting richer, don't they? Looks like we're all gonna need a fucking miracle, because this is dog shit.
This question is for MAGA and Republicans. For those of you that voted for Trump and you are now being hurt by this administration in the farming industry, and for those of you that voted for Trump because of immigration and you're being affected because your family and friends are being deported, why would you start trusting this administration over healthcare and this government shutdown? For real though, we see video after video of farmers, like they're worried they're going to lose their farms. They need a bailout. Nobody's buying their soybeans. And we see video after video of people that voted for this administration, but they never in a million years thought that the people that they love would be deported. I mean, we all know what's going on with immigration. So why do you guys trust what this administration is saying right now about this shutdown? Do you truly believe Democrats want to shut it down? Do you really think that Democrats don't want the best for everybody? And if you don't like Democrats, let's just say you really think non-Republicans don't want the best for everybody in this country? Because all these little components work together. So if you guys don't get decent health care, we don't get decent health care. If your family and friends are being deported, our family and friends are being deported. Like, we got to think this through, guys.
Donald Trump is now reduced to mocking Americans for losing their jobs and funding as he has brought the presidency to a low we never thought we'd get to. Now, overnight, you probably missed it, but Donald Trump put out another AI video of him and his teams being grim reapers as they're slashing funding and federal jobs. And I'm not kidding. Take a look at this. This is it. This is a whole music video that they put out. And while some of you Republicans will say he's just having fun, he is the president of the United States, celebrating that his team is going to go around and start cutting federal jobs and federal funding. That is going to affect Americans, everyday Americans, their livelihood, their ability to feed their families. That's what the toll is that this is taking. This is a serious issue and not something to simply make jokes and post memes about. We need a president who can be an adult, who can be a leader, not this nonsense. This may be fun when you're talking with your buddies in the bar and having a good time, but not for the president.
So thank you everyone for watching this video to the end. It's amazing, and let's make our analysis. For small businesses, profits margins are very low, and sometimes you wonder even if it is economically feasible to place orders in international markets. We have tariffs on Ecuador, Brazil, Colombia, China, European Union, Canada, literally countries where our small businesses conduct heavy imports and exports. If you saw the speech by Fed Chair Jerome Powell the other day, he claimed that 86% of companies that do trade by sea are small businesses, businesses which have less than 50 workers. And what he meant that their failure would be catastrophic to the economy of this country. Ports are empty. There is a hiring freeze across several industries. Operational cost of small businesses has skyrocketed. The cost of borrowing for small businesses is at all-time high. The demand for American goods in overseas markets has dropped drastically. United States manufacturing sector is under threat. Retaliatory tariffs by these other countries, they are making American goods less competitive in the external markets. Trump implosive policies, they are making investors both abroad and internal skeptical. You see, the issue of high bond yields, the issue of decrease in the value of US dollar, it's really a threat to our local manufacturers. So guys, tell me in the comment section, what is the future of small businesses in our country? What is the future of class in our country? Because let's say you have taken a loan of 700,000 US dollars with your house as collateral. You are halfway into paying the loan. Let's say maybe you do a small business as a side hustle or main job. You are halfway paying the loan, and now tariffs kick in. My man, you are stuck between a rock and a hard surface. So my call to you all is that let's continue supporting these small businesses in our local communities, because They are going through a lot. Let's keep supporting them. And I hope maybe things might get better. And until next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.